Hey, what's going on, guys? Alex here. Case is behind the camera, and we're doing a This Just In because we have our new loaner motorcycle, sort of, because it's a three-wheeled vehicle. But yeah, we have this for the next couple months, and in this video, we're just gonna give you a brief walk around and overview of it before we actually get it out and start talking about how it rides.
Yeah, and this is honestly an area of power sports that personally I know absolutely nothing about. We've got this for a couple months.
Yeah, a few months, and I'm just like you. I've never been on any, the closest thing I've ever been on to this is like a slingshot, which is way closer to a car. So I'm curious how this is gonna compare, and I think we'll need to do a two-wheel versus three-wheel video for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely more like a motorcycle than the slingshot because you've got handlebars, you've got a more saddle type seat. You can also see a lot of the framework that's highlighted here in blue, and I do actually think that the color scheme looks cool. It's black and blue, so you've got some cool contrast in there, some funky fenders with some lights built into them. And actually, it looks like this one had, at some point, a decal on the front of it.
We peeled those off this morning. It was from some sort of rally that the previous loan guys put some stickers on it, so.
Okay.
We helped Can-Am out, and we peeled them off for them.
Look at that pipe. That's interesting.
Yeah, pretty crazy. So you can see the motor kind of poking out in the middle here. You actually have a really good view of it. It's a 1330cc Rotax engine, 3-cylinder, makes about 115 horsepower. And well, should we fire it up and?
Yeah, let's see how it sounds.
Yeah.
Do you know, is that pretty much a side-by-side motor or what?
I don't know. Maybe someone in the comments has an answer for us on that. So startup procedure is a little funky on this. You hop on it and regular key, first of all, but you've got this warning up here, which they put on the screen so that they don't need to put a warning label on the tank or anything. So because of that, you need to clear that out every time you start it with the mode button. Then you put your foot on the brake, hit the kill switch, and then the start button.
Yeah, doesn't sound bad.
No, definitely a 3-cylinder, definitely a little quiet.
So interesting dash layout. It's like two screens.
Yeah, two screens kind of combined. We've got a joystick over here to kind of cycle through everything, and yeah, you can look at your different stats, phone connectivity, control your audio, all the stuff you expect on a modern TFT.
Did you get a foot brake down there?
Foot brake, which is interesting. No
yeah, there's no levers
hand levers,
up front.
so it's all with your foot. And Can-Am told me it's about 60% front brakes, 40% rear. As standard, and as you ride, it kind of starts to adjust that.
So that's just fixed. That's your only brake application.
Yep.
Okay.
So throttle is like a regular motorcycle, twist the grip, but brake is all done with your right foot, and no gears to shift through with your left foot either. This, you know, still has a manual transmission. It's not a CVT, but you're manually shifting using the thumb and finger paddles right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's almost a little bit like an NC750 Honda or something with a dual clutch.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, and then yeah, you've got very motorcycle style mirrors.
Yeah.
You've got a big old chunky passenger seat.
Power steering too, ABS. And yeah, look at those pegs. Also, the way these pegs work is kind of interesting. You can see they're almost like clamped to this bar, so you have a lot of adjustability. This is pretty good for me, but Roman sat on it, and I think he'd prefer the pegs out a little further because he's taller than me. So yeah, you've got some good adjustability there, fold up, and yeah, huge seat. I mean, look at that. That's the biggest seat I think I've ever been on, and suspension's pretty soft.
It's also got a massive belt drive.
Yeah.
This pulley back here is huge.
Yeah, and I actually think this is kind of a cool look. We talk about these fenders all the time on motorcycles not looking great, but this doesn't look like a cheap plastic part. This looks like it's, you know, meant to be on there, so.
Yeah. And you can see the name, Spyder F3-S.
By the way, that name, the F3-S, they make a few different models of the F3. There's also some other models as well that, you know, have the same general geometry as this, but ride a lot differently. The F3-S is not you know, the sporty model or anything. It's more of the leisurely, take it out and cruise kind of model. And I'm really curious to ride it because the guy from Can-Am that dropped it off said, I am going to completely need to rewire my brain. And the main reason I'm really excited to ride it is because you're not counter steering. And he said you really have to shift your body weight when you're turning if you want to push this even a little bit hard. And I love track riding motorcycles, so I think this would feel like track riding on the street without breaking the law too much, because on a two-wheeled motorcycle, that's kind of hard to do.
Be interesting to see what you thought of it on the actual track.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get the chance to do that, but...
Well, if we have it for a couple months, then we might get the chance to see if it works in the snow. That could be interesting.
See if I can figure out how to do this latch here.
Sure, it wouldn't be great in the snow because it's rear single wheel drive, but I don't know. Could be cool. Could slide around a little bit. Looks like that fits the helmet pretty easy.
Yeah, definitely fits a helmet. And you've got a couple little access panels here that are easy to get to.
Oh yeah.
Just for fluids and oil, things like that.
Looks like there's maybe some additional fog lights that you could get on different models that we don't have on this one.
Yeah, this one's definitely more on the base side a little bit.
Yeah, halogen headlights.
But I mean, 115 horsepower, it's not crazy powerful. That's a good amount of power though. And 1300 cc, 900 pound machine. Curious to see what it feels like.
Yeah.
I've got some of the specs here on my phone.
Do you know how much it costs?
I do. This one starts at $22,100.
Yeah, so I mean, it's physically more vehicle than a motorcycle, obviously. So I guess it tracks that it's, you know, it's more expensive than a lot of motorcycles.
We also didn't show it's got a reverse.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, this isn't the lightest machine in the world.
Have a reverse.
Yeah, it better have a reverse. Wouldn't want to push it with your feet. So I mean, yeah, that's the majority of what we're seeing surface level, just as it's gotten delivered. We haven't had a chance, obviously, to do any testing with it yet, but we want to give you guys a quick heads up just to show what's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, so let us know what you want to see with it. My really big idea I want to do is I want to take this, a two-wheeled motorcycle, maybe like my XSR or something, and maybe that 911 that Roman just got up into the canyons and see how all three of them compare. Which toy do you want to buy to go enjoy the twisty roads? I think that'd be a fun video. But yeah, let us know what else you want to see, comparisons, tests. We'll obviously do a 0 to 60 on it, but any ideas, we're open to them.
Yeah, and again, depending on what the weather is like and how long we have this for, it might be cool to do a little test of it in the snow. I think that would be potentially pretty entertaining.
I think why not? It's got three wheels. It's not like
It's not gonna fall over.
Yeah.
Not gonna wash out.
I think we have to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing that could be interesting to do would be to see what kind of fuel economy it gets, because it's obviously a lot bigger than a motorcycle. So I wouldn't figure it would get the same kind of really over-the-top
good point.
fuel economy that a motorcycle would get.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the kind of thing that anyone is really dying to find out, but
yeah, you don't buy these to get yourself to work.
No.
Not exactly the vehicle for that.
So yeah, so we'll try to do some interesting videos with this while it's here, and like Alex said, let us know what you want to see.
Yeah, check out alltfl.com so you don't miss anything. Some cool, exciting bike news coming this time of year, so make sure you stay tuned to our TFL Bike YouTube channel. We'll see you in the next video.